start your NGO and what are you doing?
2 years ago, we started our NGO to develop Erasmus Plus project because I was participating a few times and I really enjoyed it, and I know Slovik, Péter Szlovik would be interested to join it because he was also motivated in kind of education. So we wrote our first project, applied, and after a few times of trying it, it was approved. Since then, we are organizing projects constantly. Yeah. Now we are finishing the second part of the art of community, which is connecting to my personal field more, because I was studying fine art in the university, and then I met with the topic of community art, and I trying to make workshops which are connecting with this topic using non-formal education and community art tools to build communities, hanging out with young people.
Amazing, thank you. So about the first part of the project, can you tell me something more about that? You also contributed to it, right?
Yeah, my name is Péter Szlovik. I'm also part of the organization and the organizational team of this project, The Art of Community. The first part was more about art which is contained inside a space. It was about community painting, and it was like an inner process for the group of artists and youth workers who were here with us, and they created a common community painting art piece. It was a 10 meters long paper and contained many details, because it was a task that they are creating like their dream city, let's say. So we had many institutions in it, and different kind of details we were telling them to include them, but they had their own freedom to create the art together. So it was more like an inner development of this kind of methods.
As a participant on the first and on the second project, I can also confirm that it was one of the most creative projects I ever participated in, because when you see a 10-meter long painting and when you have the chance to draw whatever you want, to paint whatever you want, it's really satisfying to see how everybody's work actually connects and how actually at the end you have something that's for all of us. Okay, so the last but not the least, Ivan, can you tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Ivan Domazetoski. I'm from Macedonia. Actually, let's do a small background. I've met them actually on my first project. I did 6 years ago? 2017.
In Poland.
So many details that we still remember. And Slovik was my roommate, and that was my first experience with Erasmus, and it literally changed my life and introduced me to them. Since then we've cooperated, let's say, professionally on multiple projects. I've been their international, let's say, trainer, facilitator on the projects for 3 years now. And we are also developing new projects as we come. Particularly on this project, I've been part of the, let's say, trainers team, not the organizers, because that's more logistical. I've been involved into the content and facilitating the workshops, and that's basically it.
Thank you. How lucky were you to meet them at your first project?
Yeah, I can understand the consequences now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Peter, I met in high school.
Wow.
And we went together to high school here in Bath. So we know the city, if you can say that. Like, we know where our shops are, what the accommodation could provide, or how to deal with kind of things which is connected to performance. So we are aware of the locations in the city, and we have some knowledge of the accommodation, etc. So we already had this established connection with the venue, and we decided it will be good and fitting for the project also. It's connected to performance, this second part of the Art of Community project. So it was important that we use locations which we are familiar with.
Every time it's different. we get a lot positive reaction. We got a lot weird reaction, of course. Some people are really nice, and most of the people actually like it because most of the people like when young people are around in their cities. If we behave.
From, let's say, from the point of a foreigner here in the city of Vats, this is my second visit, let's say. I think that it provides a good opportunity for the locals to meet some new cultures or new people that could inspire them potentially in the future to even pursue some kind of opportunities that are offered through Control V and through the Erasmus program. So I think I felt that there is a bigger connection, or it's easier for us to reach out to the locals.
In the NGO, actively we are working just a few friends and family members, and we try to involve our fields to the, of course, our, let's say, our professional fields to youth work. Like Slovik was more involved in media, political issues, social activism. I was doing art education. One of our friends, Gary, is now doing art therapy courses, and I was also in adult education in the field of sports and personal training. So in the future we will have new perspectives, new topics, but we want to use non-formal education and community art methods, even in the sport projects. So we want to combine new topics with knowledge that we already have.
Yeah, I think it's also important. Yes, like we are doing, as Peter is saying, using artistic tools mostly to touch topics of social issues. Also, as my field is political studies by origin, I also work with high schoolers about civic topics and European Union, and I also like to write projects about this kind of more socially involved political things about democracy and rights and things like this. And we can use these kind of topics all together, like mental health, political issues, art issues can relate and contribute, and it creates creativity that these fields are actually meeting each other somewhere in our project, and we are bringing in new people. It becomes different, and it brings new topics also, thanks to these kind of connections.
As somebody who's participated in more than dozen projects, I have to point out that the project that we are working on, or Control V is creating, are one of the most unique projects that I've seen. The ways of using creative thinking and creative methods together with social issues or political issues or community building topics is very, very creative, and it's, I would say, unique for sure.
Just in one sentence, that we try to be as creative as possible. That's our aim, because we are visiting a lot of projects also, and many of the workshops are really similar in projects, and we just want to make new techniques, figuring out new methods, and using them to make more exciting projects and workshops. We don't see any participants who feel they are bored.
Mm-hmm. And you're doing it really well.
Thank you very much.
I think it's really important, and I just wanted to add to that what you say, that we are usually working with people who we are actually know and trust. Like we're also working with my wife, and she is a psychologist, and she also does art therapy. So again, we have this connection. And Gary, who you mentioned, who is working with the NGO, is also a friend of ours for like 10 years now. And with Ivan, we have this connection for 6 years now, and with each other long time ago.
Whole life.
Yeah, not whole yet, but so it's important because we are trusting each other, I think, on the level that it's our professional work can be really good, because we don't face that kind of situation when we are afraid of conflicts or anything like that, because we can easily resolve them. Mm-hmm. So I think our future is that, like the plan, mm-hmm, to build on these kind of relationships, because this is how we can create effective youth work. Cultural View International Association is our official international name. Yeah. Also, we have Instagram page. We also have a web page. Our name in social media is like CTRRLV, like Control V. So you can find us them, or on Facebook it's Control V International Association.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So, hello guys.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Great. You?
Oh, amazing. Why are you here?
It's amazing. In generally about the Erasmus, that's a great possibility to travel, explore the world, meet awesome people, learn something, build your network all around the world. And this one particular training course definitely interesting because obviously people made it, not only the topic that it's about the performance art that most of us, I think all of us touched it the first time in their lives, because nobody is the performance artist. So definitely we all tried something new, felt differently, some outside of our comfort zone challenges, but it didn't feel embarrassing or weird because everyone is supportive. It's a safe space. Maybe it's just for me because I've been to other projects, and especially I was at the first part, so I know organizers. I trust them. I feel comfortably.
Thanks a lot for sharing. Igor, would you agree? Do you have something to add?
I agree with everything that he said, and I also want to add that, like, this project felt because I was before on another project, the organizers. This project, like, they have ability. I also wrote that to them. They have a good ability to like see who participates and what the project is about, how to approach it. So they really felt a bit different than the previous time, but basically in a good way, because last time they were like a lot less thing to do, but the nature of a project was like that. We were more occupied we had some festival or something, and did less like workshops and stuff like that. Now we did like more organized, stricter workshops, and I also like that the schedule made sense. Like sometimes projects have like really random workshops happening at random times, but this was logical order from the first day to the last. So I really like that. I don't know, I had a really great time and I met really good people. I had fun. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. We all did, and they were really supportive. And as Simon said, like, we didn't feel embarrassed while performing, and the whole thing was about performing and doing something we never did before, we never had a chance to do before.
I just want to give a shout out to the team that I was assigned with when we did performance, and it was really easy to cooperate with them, and it was really easy to create everything with them. So they were really good.
It was fun project. It was really surprising that we were surrounded by all the people from the Balkans who understood each other's language, but still they made the effort to speak in English, so we Hungarians could understand them too. Also, it was, I mean, I did this improvisation thing before in Hungarian. I never thought that I would be able to do it in English with almost totally strangers and still enjoy it. So it was a surprising experience, but it was fun.
I'm glad to hear that.
And last but not least,
Thanks for the art.
Thanks for the art.